Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The following video will contain spoilers from the Legends of Tomorrow Season 2 premiere, Out of Time. So, spoilers. If you don't want anything ruined or spoiled for you, stop watching now. Hey guys, Dave here. I am filming live on location here at Steampunk Industrial Days at Renningers, Mount Dora. Yes, I can actually get outside of my home, so you're not seeing the wood paneling and the futon that I normally sit in my fat butt on, but it's all good. And oh god, I got pulled up on stage to do a dance number with an incredible group that I love, but I'll probably talk about that more later. But right now, I wanted to do a video about time travelers, and a place that has time travelers in it seems perfectly fitting. So, we start the show with a little unusual thing. We've got Dr. Nate Haywood, a historian, busting into the mayor's office of Star City, getting mollywopped and tackled by security, and Mayor Oliver Queen shows up, asking what the hell's going on here. And he announces Sarah Lance, Ray Palmer, and the Legends are in trouble. And of course, Ollie's doing the whole deny thing until this guy starts showing proof. And he even mentioned some interesting things that if it wasn't for a friend talking about certain things about quantum physics, he normally wouldn't be able to notice the changes in time, but somehow he can. So he has a lot of evidence. It looks like the Legends are in trouble, including pointing out a nuclear explosion in 1942 off the coast of New York. So, what's going on? They managed to use resources to find the crashed Waverider in the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. The only person available was Mick Rory in stasis, good old heat wave. No one else is available, there's no bodies, nothing, no one knows what's going on. They wake him up and he starts telling the story about how, since the Time Masters are gone, they're trying to preserve history, but not really doing the best at it. Honestly, they kind of remind me of my gaming group at times. They get the job done, but in the weirdest ways possible. Much love to them, much love. But we have a thing where time assassins are trying to kill the King of France before he consummates. And of course, they're protecting him from people with laser pistols. Sarah seduces the Queen of France. Of course, by her excuse, she seduced her first. So it just gets messy. Rip's trying to lecture us, saying this isn't the way it's supposed to happen. And then they pick up a time quake. Apparently something so big and so major happened that it shook the very facet of time. And it looks like the Nazis dropped a nuke in Manhattan in 1942. They managed to trace back what's going on, and it looks like Damien Darhk, who it's been revealed, the reason he's so long-lived, if not almost immortal, he was a member of the League of Assassins, and he has dipped into the Lazarus pit before, so he still existed there and still quite potent. Laurel is the key thing for Sarah. She wants revenge for Laurel's death so bad and thinks that if she can kill Darhk here in the past, maybe Laurel will be alive. So, there's hope for that. So, while the team's trying to find out who could engineer the bomb, half the team goes to try to save Albert Einstein. That becomes interesting with Professor Stein essentially geeking the hell out. Jax is left on the ship to work on repairs and stuff. He feels like he's just being shafted, and Rip is telling him, look, these are important and we never know we might need them. You know, Jeff is thinking that maybe it's just because they don't want Firestorm activating and flying around, especially with nukes. Sarah decides to go off on her own and starts to try to track down Darhk, and they start figuring out that he's actually the one that's tracking the parts to create the damn bomb. She's ready to go off and kill him. Ray decides to sneak up, Adam style, to keep an eye on her, and he's at least trying to keep a level head. Einstein gets taken in the middle of a firefight with the Nazis in American uniforms. So while eventually he comes to a realization, okay, time travelers are trying to help him out, and they're trying to figure out who could make the bomb besides Albert Einstein. Turns out it's his ex, spoiler. And they're figuring, okay, they got Einstein, but they still have this bomb. Eventually, we have some messed up time crap going on here, where eventually Darhk and the Nazis have a big fight at the pier. They manage to get the bomb on board of a submarine. Big fight, a lot of action going on. Why they drag Albert Einstein into it, I have no freaking idea. But they managed to, show that Sarah, as good as she is, when she's fighting someone equally as good in combat like Damien Darhk, he knows the moves of the League of Assassins. So she was able to take on Vandal Savage, but she was having a hard time with him. It was something. So, while Nate's trying to help to guide everybody. And it looks like what happens is they manage to go after the sub in the Atlantic Ocean. The sub launches the nuke at them. Rip hits a time device, which essentially shuts them, almost everybody off at other times. But McRory, since he was shot, wouldn't survive the trip through time. So he ends up giving him the zap and knocking him out and putting him in stasis. The captain goes down with the ship, apparently. No one knows what happens to him, and the ship crashes. They decide to use the Waverider to go back in time, and instead they manage to save Albert Einstein and change history by having him admit that his ex also helped to create the bomb. This gets to protect both of them, and it looks like they don't have the nuke anymore for the Nazis. Dark's mouthing off, the Nazis are about to cap him, and here comes his partner, Eobard Thawne, aka the Reverse Flash. This is major. This is the formation of the Legion of freaking Doom here. So, with things changed around, the nuclear bomb no longer in play, or atomic bomb. Einstein likes to get all wordy about that. It looks like the crew now has the mission to try to rescue Rip Hunter after they managed to assemble all the crew back from different times that they were scattered through. Stein and Jax were, sent back into the Middle Ages. Ray Palmer was fighting dinosaurs to survive. Sarah was almost hung as a witch in Salem. They managed to get all the team back together, change history, and that all is well that ends well. Looks like things are getting resolved. And then who shows up? The Justice Society of America. And they are apparently not happy. And it looks like next week is we're going to get a reveal that Dr. Nate Haywood is actually the son or grandson of Commander Steele. So Commander Steele meets Citizen Steele, and it's going to be pretty kooky. All in all, it was a good episode. All the craziness about Guggenheim and that, trying to abandon continuity for these shows, it works on Legends of Tomorrow. And I actually like it for that. So, all in all, it's a good premiere. It's kooky, it's fun, and it's just, wow, I like it. And I'm hoping that even if things don't get resolved on Arrow to bring Laurel back in that regard, although there's hints for it, Sarah now has a mission to bring Laurel back on Legends. So we've got it coming from two fronts, and it's going to be freaking awesome. In my humble opinion, I want it to work. If it doesn't work, I don't want to start roasting Legends the same way I'm roasting Arrow, but if it comes to it, I will. So it's a lot going on, and now it's starting to sprinkle a little bit more, so I'm going to have to sign off here. But all in all, good premiere for Legends. It's the craziest, wackiest of the shows out there. You never know what's going to happen, but it's weird fun. It's taking these characters into weird situations and just throwing it into a blender of time, but it's awesome. It may be Doctor Who light at times, and it may be wibbly-wobbly, hyper-timey, but I still like it. It's still a thing I love. So, what do you guys think? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around, and we'll see if I can make more videos on my phone here. Until next time, Dave signing off before I get waterlogged. Peace.